Hello, my name is Dalton.
And my name is Abigail Joers. Today we are going to talk about the movie Inception. It is the story of a man named Cobb working to get back to his family. To do this, he uses the tool of Inception, the planting of an idea in another individual's psyche. He and his wife use this tool to explore all the levels of Inception. His wife loses herself in the lower levels, so to convince her that they need to leave, Cobb uses Inception to plant this idea into her mind. This takes effect whenever they leave the lower levels, which slowly drives her insane. This insanity drives her to force his hand, and she ends up killing herself and blaming it on Cobb. As a result, Cobb is forced to go on the run and leave his children behind, trying to find a way back to them. Years later, he takes a job where he must incept an idea of breaking up a company into the heir's head. There are some theories out there as to whether or not Cobb was successful and actually able to return to his children. This is because the ending of the movie is left ambiguous to the audience. In this video analysis, we will go with the premise that Cobb and his team were successful and returned to his family. And now, let us focus in on Cobb's personality in this video. The first topic we will discuss in relation to Cobb's personality is in relation to his wife. The attachment between the two seemed to be unhealthy. As per the attachment theory described in the textbook Personality Puzzle, neither of them go to each other in times of need. When Cobb's wife is struggling with her sense of existence, she does not turn to him for help, but rather works to convince him that he is wrong. She eventually decides that the best course of action is to force his hand, resulting in the loss of her life and Cobb's loss of his children.
Cobb's personality changes throughout the movie. At the beginning, he is open to new experiences, extroverted, and shows a lack of neuroticism.
Can you please explain to me what exactly that is?
Sure. According to Trishala, openness to new experiences means entering one with an open mindset, looking for new opportunities to try new things. Extroversion is a desire to spend time with others, recharging your personality energy batteries through time with others. Neuroticism is a negative outlook on life, focusing on the bad parts of our lives, negative emotions. According to Trishala's research, Cobb should exhibit pro-social behavior at the beginning of the movie, which he does. Towards the middle, Cobb becomes more introverted, closed-minded, and highly neurotic. He even builds a house of memories to visit his deceased wife, just increasing those negative emotions in his life. Again, according to Trishala's research, he should exhibit few pro-social behaviors at this point. At the end, he is able to make peace with his past and return to his children, where he begins to exhibit more pro-social behaviors towards the end of the movie.
As we can see, his personality changes throughout the span of his life. In planting the idea of reality, that the reality was not real in his wife, he unintentionally causes her to lose her grasp on what is real and what is not. She eventually kills herself and blames it on Cobb, causing him to have to leave his kids. According to Kawamoto's research, personality does change throughout the lifespan, particularly in traumatic experiences like Cobb's. This accounts for his dramatic change in personality from the past to the present.
Due to all this trauma, Cobb desires a way to escape. He does this by going into the dreamscape, feeding into his neurotic and narcissistic tendencies per Szucs' research. This is driven by his unconscious desire for more than the world has to offer.
According to the Personality Puzzle textbook on Freud and his psychoanalytic theory, the id is the unconscious desire of the mind. While not all of Freud's ideas were substantive, to say the least, there is some founding in the idea of an unconscious thought.
We see unconscious thought throughout the entire film, but in particular in the inception of the idea in the heir's mind.
Yeah, the dreamscape is Cobb's and many others' way to escape reality and feed their id.
This desire to escape reality may also be a sign of a personality disorder. Individuals who rate high in neuroticism and low in agreeableness have a higher chance of having a personality disorder, according to Danilo, Pesic, and his fellow researchers' research on the topic. As stated above, Cobb demonstrates a high level of neuroticism due to his depressive traits. He also demonstrates low agreeableness at times. He builds an entire house where he can go visit his memories of his deceased wife. Throughout the movie, he refuses to let anyone see into his personal life, keeping all the people around him at arm's length. The only people to really know what's going on and to really know about the house he's built full of memories is Ariadne, who follows him into his dreamscape, which is the only way she knows about it. Other than that, the rest of the people that work with him and are around him are kept at arm's length and don't really know what's going on. It seems, because of all this evidence, it seems relevant and pertinent that he may be suffering from a personality disorder.
Cobb's personality traits change throughout the entirety of the movie. At the beginning, he's positive, extroverted, and open to new things. From whenever his wife dies, however, he becomes far more negative and introverted.
This leads to his desire to escape from reality and into the dreamscape.
A place where he can be free from the constraints of the world and let his id free to roam after whatever it desires. Cobb is an intriguing and dynamic character when looking at his personality.